Hello and welcome back to Exotic Wine Travel. I'm your host, Matthew Horkey. So, we just crossed the border of Serbia and we're in the northeast part of Croatia, Ilok. Ilok, Croatia, most famous for Gewürztraminer or Tremenek. But we actually ended up here for a recommendation of my friends in this winery called Ivan Buhac, right?
Buhac.
Buhac. Right here. This is one of his famous Merlot. And he produces, actually, he's one of the first producers of Merlot in this area because it's more of a white wine area. And so I have here the head winemaker, Domagoj, correct? He's with me today. So can you tell me a little bit about what your family name means? I thought that it was very funny.
I mean, in Croatia, it doesn't have much of the meaning. It's known as a plant or a flower in Dalmatia and Herzegovina that's natural insecticide.
Yeah.
But in Russia, it means heavy alcoholic. So, I mean, it's a funny story. All the Russians I ever met, they were asked me, do you know what Buhac means? And for the first time, I have known, and after that first guy told me, I knew. I lost that market. So.
I like that story a lot. I thought that was very fun. Can you tell me you told me a really interesting story about before that you were a banker, and then you decided that you wanted to come back and you wanted to make wine and be here in the vineyards. Can you tell me about your story?
Okay, I finished. I have a university degree in financial management, and after that, after I finished my university, it was a natural process for me to go to work in bank or something similar.
Yeah.
And I started working in bank. And after 7 months, I knew that wasn't a job for me. I mean, I was a good student. I'm good with numbers.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I like to work with hands, and I've decided to quit that job. And I started working with my dad. And for 2 years or year and a half, we were working together with wine and this other company. And after that, I've decided I'm gonna run the winery.
Yeah.
And that's the job I do for the last 6 years or so.
And this is what you wanted. This is what you truly wanted.
That's the kind of job I want to do. I want to work with my hands. I don't want to. I mean, from time to time I have some jobs that require work with paper. But that's the part I don't like. Not to say hate. I like to work in cellar or in vineyard, but I think. The work in cellar is the most important to make the good wines.
Yeah.
My father, he runs the vineyards. I run the cellar, and that's it.
This is the best part about doing wine travel or tourism is meet people like Domagoj, or just really meet people and hear about their stories and the struggles and what they have to do to create great wine. So I want to ask you, Domagoj, because Ilok is known mostly for white wine, especially Tremenek. But you have a lot of pride in some of your reds, your Merlot, your Cabernet Sauvignon, some of your Blaufränkisch. Can you talk a little bit about why you think that there's a lot of potential here in Ilok to make good red wine?
I know Ilok has great potential for the red wines production. I mean, for the last 9 years, I've been producing the red wines. We had maybe two years that weren't very good, that were bad, to be honest.
Yeah.
Rest of the years were exceptionally good. We have the most sun in continental part of Croatia, and if you compare us with the seaside of Croatia. Only the southern part of Croatia, lower from the Zadar, has more sun than we do. So in that regard, we have climatic conditions that allow us to produce the red wines, and very good red wines. And I'm not the only producer in this part of Croatia, in this Danube region, that has a great. I mean, I'm not I'm not being modest, but you have a lot of producers of the red wines in this part of Croatia who have very good red wines,
Yeah.
and that's not only because of the climatic conditions, but also because of the soil. We have brown carbonated soil on Los. That's the type of soil that has very good drainage. You can have rains for I don't know a whole week. It keeps raining. 2 days after that, you can go to the vineyards because all the rain, all the water goes down. And I mean, I think that's the best advantage of this part of Croatia in the wine production.
Okay, well, I want to talk about this because you told me a special story. This is Ivan Buhat's 2012 Merlot. It was one of his favorite vintages. It's not really readily available because he sold most of it. He kept a few in his private cellar. Can you talk a little bit about this vintage, the 2012?
The vintage
Merlot?
2012 was, I mean, that was an exceptional year. We had a lot of sun. The summer was very hot. The year started very early. The vegetation of the vines started in the beginning of April. So the conditions were perfect for the red wine production. And I knew from the beginning when we started the harvest, this year I'm going to make the great red wines. And I mean, I've never had such a strange situation. The Merlot had more character, more tannins than Cabernet. Cabernet was much softer, Merlot was much richer. And I knew, I mean, that wasn't typical Merlot, but I knew this will be the best Merlot I've ever made. I mean, you can taste it now in the glass. I don't have to talk much about it. It has great aging potential. I mean, it has been in bottle for 3 years. I think it can age 5 or 7 years more.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's very rich. I mean, the acidity is maybe a little higher than it should be, but I think that acidity also is helping the aging potential.
And why did you keep some bottles of 2012?
I mean, I don't have a big cellar compared to my vineyards, but that was the last part of that vintage that I bottled, and when I was bottling that wine, my father called me and said that my sister is giving birth to my nephew, and I mean it was bottled on that day. So I decided I'm gonna keep 60 bottles for my nephew when he, I don't know, goes to college or gets married or I don't know, goes to army or whatever.
So thank you. And that's the reason why, and that's another reason why I love Wine Travel. Domagoj was nice enough to actually, he kept some of these bottles for his nephew and he opened one to share with us. So you really feel the connection with people. When you go out and you go taste wines, go to small family-run wineries. You can go to the big ones too, which is awesome, and they usually have nice facilities. But the small ones really have a lot of character and a lot of heart. So Domagoj, I want to thank you so much. The wine is fantastic.
Nephew will forgive us.
Yeah, nephew will forgive us, I think. If you like this video, please share with your friends. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Exotic Wine Travel, and I'll see you at the next episode.